Let's analyze Bitcoin. Today is Saturday, September 13th, 2025. I got the weekend investor hat on after a fantastic week in the markets, especially Tesla's outperformance. So, taking a look at Bitcoin now, seeing where we're at, we have the daily chart right here, and it's looking pretty interesting, but not, I guess you could say, not too interesting yet, but definitely holding the 50-day moving average, which is what I have pointed to. I'm sorry, that's the 100-day moving average. And then recently we cross over the 50-day moving average over here. So the 100 is this color right here, right? Sort of like a brown bronze color right there. We cross over the 100 recently and recently reclaimed the 50 MA as well. So we are above the 200-day moving average as we look at it. It is a little bit choppy, but this is one of those macro components at this point. In other words, the whole money printing and inflation and everything. This is a hedge against something different. It's a larger scale play at this point, especially when every single unit is $116,000. So when in doubt, when it's a little bit too choppy, we like to zoom out. So what I just did was I zoomed out over here. Now we're looking at the weekly, which in other words, every candle now represents 1 week. And we have a little bit more of a clearer signal at this point. We can see that, on the weekly, we've bounced off of the 20-day moving average right here. So that's a nice confirmation of a bounce. And we have yet to clear a new high. But if you ask me, this is looking like it wants to go higher, especially when you have things like gold also going higher and rates trying to go down, dollar not doing too well at the same time. One last time, I want to zoom out once more to the monthly chart just to get a feel of where Bitcoin is at. So for folks who are concerned about what the charts are looking like, this is still looking pretty good. The posture is still up. It's showing that it's still holding for the most part the 50 and even the 5 EMA that I have on here. So this one is still in an uptrend from what I can see. Now, if Bitcoin starts to run like Ethereum or Solana over here, right? Ethereum, we jump down to the daily right here. We can see that this one is starting to wake up. You see the arrow is pointing at the recent price action of this moving over the trend line. Same thing with Solana, right? Some of the strategies that I like to take is sometimes you don't have to wait to see Bitcoin rallying, but seeing alternative coins like Solana or Ethereum starting to rally, it's also indication that, hey, this market, this particular market, it wants to go higher. So that's interesting. We could also look in the stock market like Coinbase and see where that one's at, right? This one's starting to wake up a little bit. It's currently sitting on a trend line, testing a trend line. And if that holds, that should be good. We are above the 20, but I prefer this one to get over 340 for the action.